Hello everyone, this is the LEGO Architecture Statue of Liberty set, and I have a couple of thoughts about this right off the bat. First of all, in spite of the fact that it seems most of its almost 1,700 pieces are little 1x1s and 1x2s, and plates at that, and tiles and little cheese slopes, it's still a pretty substantial build, comparing this to the collectible minifigures series minifig version of Lady Liberty. Yeah, thing has some real presence in a room. It really commands attention. And in addition to that, from any kind of reasonable distance, it's a pretty respectable representation of the real thing. You know, just the overall shaping and also the proportions, especially the vertical proportions. Horizontal, maybe off a little bit, depending upon how you choose to look at it and to judge it. The build was interesting as well. Minifigure not included. I want to be clear about that. You spend a lot of time on the pedestal, which is only kind of the upper part of the pedestal. The real thing has several more layers beneath this, but I think they included plenty of it. But yeah, so much time goes into this because there's so much bulk there, and they use some interesting building techniques. For instance, to get the larger rounded shapes here, they are using inverted round tiles. So you're actually looking at the undersides of plates here with the inverted round tiles attached, and you can see just little vestiges of the undersides of the plates that are used there. They use one stud wide plates throughout that to give the texture that they want. There's a lot of offsetting with jumpers in and out and around corners as you go through this. There is also quite a lot of repetition, especially with small things, especially using, again, the 1x1s and plates and such. Stuff like this is not fun to build. Fortunately, as long as you have a hard, flat surface to build upon, you can very quickly and easily push all of those parts kind of into alignment by just pushing them against the surface. Different techniques are used for each layer, and I feel like they are effective. I think they work out pretty well. Looks like you could put some nano figs around the balcony here, and that would look pretty good. And then we move on to the actual statue itself. Now, this set introduces so many recolors. I haven't checked the numbers, but I feel like this set has more first-time recolors of parts in a single set than any before it. There are so many little pieces that are included here in sand green that I've never seen in sand green before, including even these handcuff pieces representing the broken shackles and chain down at the base. Those are not even the regular ABS, so that's a softer material there. You'll see a lot, I believe it's somewhere on the order of 80, maybe just a little bit less than 80 of the 1x2 curved pieces that are angled, you know, with that 45-degree angle. And they use so many of those all around this to create the weaving of different folds of the fabric all around, and they're also used for some of the shaping for down around the base of the robes for where the feet are and such. There's a little bit of dynamism to the pose. You know, they've done some hinging to angle some of the parts, so that is good. So much interweaving. It's very impressive, the end result here. I mean, this is the type of stuff that I don't think you've ever seen done in LEGO from the company itself officially. And you couldn't have done it with this color previously, because they've just introduced that color for so many of these parts. And I like how the arm was done as well. That's another part that is angled up, so it has just a nice pose. And at the very top, that's actually a minifig hairpiece colored in pearl gold to represent the flame of the torch there. One thing that I do not like about this entire model is the face, or the lack thereof. The neck feels a little bit long to me. I think proportionally it may actually be correct, but the face being just that single flat five-sided, originally Nexo Knight's shield power piece, just doesn't work for me. There was just so much work done throughout to this entire sculpture, real sculpting work and to just finish it off with a single flat surface feels like it doesn't do justice to the rest of the model. I feel like from a distance you should see kind of a T shape in there from the brow and the nose. It's very prominent on the real Statue of Liberty, and that's just completely missing here. And obviously I haven't tried to do anything, but I feel like it would have been possible at this scale, as large as it is. The crown is done fantastically well. I couldn't ask for anything better than that. It even has the correct number of spikes in the correct positions. And look at this, as you go around different sides of this is not a model that has just a single camera-friendly side. This is camera-friendly all around. It is finished to the same level of detail and same level of completion from every angle, without exception. So, a very thorough job done to make this a completed display model that you can just set up wherever you want. It doesn't need to be against a wall. It doesn't need to be against a backdrop. It is a full sculpture and ready to be displayed anywhere. Most of the build that you see involves studs on the side construction, because the very core of this, when you first build the center of the statue, the pedestal is fairly traditional in how it's built, with pieces on top of pieces. But then once you get to the statue, you first build this bristling core of studs on the side bricks. I mean, look at that. It's just a column, and those studs on the side are all the way around. Let's see if I can get you to another page that shows this. Yeah, from the opposite sides. So those are just studs everywhere, and even there's an indent here on the back, on this side here, on the right rear side. There's an indent and just more studs on the side there, and you just spend the remainder of this instruction book just adding and adding and adding onto the sides, except for the arm and the leg. Even those have tons of pieces that are added onto the sides, but you just add on, and the pieces layer and they start to interweave as you put some of these angled sub-assemblies together. They come together at different levels, a plate or two apart from each other, and they really interweave together in a great way, I feel. And it's not at all frustrating to put this together. It did have a number of repeated steps for the pedestal, and that wasn't fun, but it didn't get frustrating to me, because you make pretty fast progress there, and things really slow down when you get up to the important stuff, the most important stuff, which is all of the sand green here. So I feel like the building experience is appropriate, and the level of quality of the finished product is appropriate for the amount of work that goes into assembling it. Ultimately, with this being purely a static display model featuring a single subject, there isn't but so much I can really say about it. It's all about the build and how it appears. I'm pretty happy with both, with the notable exception of the face, like I said. Looking forward to hearing what you think about that, though, and what you think about the value for what you get relative to the price. Feel free to leave a comment down below if you'd like to, and I'm pretty much done with this one, so I will be talking to you again soon. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you later.